Hello, I'm Bondar. Welcome to Bondar Talks Mental Health. This is my first video, so welcome. Also my first video where I talk, so it's awkward. I feel awkward.
I feel awkward.
So a little bit about me. I've worked in various jobs. My first ever job was a sexual health clinic. That was fun. From there I went to nursing school. From nursing school I went straight into A&E, so that's like accident and emergency.
The ER.
If you're American.
The emergency room.
Which was intense. Following that, I worked in the police, working in a role which sort of required me to look into people's history and backgrounds and read through
Some dark, dingy stuff.
And then from there, I went on to studying counselling, psychotherapy if you want to call it that. So yeah, it's a bit about me. I want to get doing these videos because mental health is important anyway, but particularly for men, we don't talk as much as we should. I don't think society encourages us to talk as much as we should. I think it's good to get talking about it. I chose today's topic, so it's okay to not be okay. That phrase, that's thrown around quite a lot at the moment. And I think people say it, they just say it. It's like, how are you? I think a lot of people run on this sort of script in their head, just like it's just sort of ingrained into us. It's like,
oh, hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm good, thanks, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Anyway, this is what I did.
Nobody really asks going like, how are you? How do you feel? And most people answer just to fill out the script. And that phrase, it's okay to not be okay, that's thrown out a bit like that. I think a lot of us, a lot of the time, aren't okay. It's okay to not be okay, but we don't feel that way, particularly for men. It's like that phrase, man up, man up, man up. We're always taught man up. Be a man, don't be such a woman, don't be such a girl. You have to be okay all the time, which is impossible. There is not a single person on this planet that is okay 24/7. That's plain and simple. We all have emotions, we all have feelings, and we all feel them. Some feel them differently to others, more intensely, some feel them less, and that's fine, whatever. But we all have feelings. Feelings are like colours, man. Like, the sky isn't always blue, and if it is blue, it's a different shade of blue. It's never the same, and it goes through all these different colours, and so do we. If you're a canvas, you don't paint yourself just with one colour. You're gonna have multiple colours and multiple colours to use. So to expect us to be okay all the time, it's just not real. Going with feelings, that's the main thing. We don't have to be happy 24/7. I think this world tries to encourage everyone to be happy all the time, and it's so stupid because you can't be. No one can be happy all the time. It's just not possible. You wake up late, stressing because you gotta get to work. There's traffic. You're in traffic or you miss your train. You get to work and your boss is mad at you. You've got loads of work. No one can sit there and go,
I'm happy.
Because you're not happy. But the second you kind of go, everyone's like, what's the matter with you? What's your problem? Be happy, smile once. No, that's rubbish. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to sit there and go, I'm not okay. And we should more often. I think for some people maybe they don't like to explore those negative feelings. I don't think a lot of people are encouraged to explore those negative feelings, and that's the thing. Feeling sad sucks, or feeling angry sucks, or feeling unwanted sucks, or any of those things. It sucks, but it's a feeling. And that's the thing with emotions and feelings, they're not permanent. You're never permanently happy, you're never permanently sad, and it doesn't last forever. And that's not a bad thing, that's a beautiful thing. The fact that, happiness or sadness comes and goes, that's a good thing. It's like, feelings they're like messengers, they're like emails in a way. Imagine you open your inbox, and it's like, ping, sad. And you're like, why am I sad? Why does it say sad? Oh, I'm sad. It's an email, that's the title. Comes up with the title, doesn't it? Email from
emotion, sad.
So you open up the email and read through it. Why is the email sad? What is it that's sad? And ultimately, if you're feeling sad, if you're not okay, you go, okay, it's okay to not be okay. And you sit there, you open the email, let's go with that, we open the letter, you open the email, titled sad. What's in it? What does it mean? What is this emotion trying to tell me? And once you kind of go through it, the emotion's like, right, I've brought you the message, I'm gonna go now, and it goes away. Now I'm not trying to be a reductionist and say everything's that simple, because it never is. I'm not afraid to say that I've suffered some really bad depressive episodes, like really bad, where the only things I feel is apathy, sadness, or rage or something. If you receive a letter, the sad letter, and you open it, you read through it, and it hasn't released, that's fine. That's fine too. That doesn't mean you failed. It's not a failure at all. It just means it needs more time. You need more time to work through it. Take your time with it. It's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to not be okay for as long as you need. That's the important part. If you're not okay, first thing to do is own it. Just say, I'm not okay. And take your time with it. If you're not okay for a day, for a week, for a month, that's fine. Talk to your family, friends, go see your doctor, those sorts of things. But don't ever pressure yourself like, I need to be okay. Because you don't. Your feelings are your feelings, and they are whatever you feel. Like going back to that point of man up. If someone says to you, you need to man up, grow up, or anything like that, they're not people you want to be around. I've had people who are like, what's your problem? Why are you so miserable? Why do you always look so angry? It makes you feel guilty for how you feel. And actually, those aren't people you want to be around. And I spent a large portion of my life experiencing depression, being told it was my fault, and actually it wasn't. I was just surrounded by absolutely my whole life. Once I got away from those people, I was able to experience my emotions and let them be, and I wasn't as depressed anymore. I'm not saying that's a cure for depression, I'm not, or anything like that, but what I am saying is, if people are telling you to be okay all the time, and they make you feel bad for not being okay, they're not people you want to be around. I think for us men as well, a lot of men think we have to put a brave face on.
I'm a man. I'm not scared of anything. I get upset. I don't cry.
It's an issue with vulnerability, ultimately, to sit there and go, I'm not okay, I feel sad, or I'm really not okay, I need to cry. That's being vulnerable, and we perceive vulnerability as a weakness. Why is that weak? Why does that make you weak? It really doesn't. It really doesn't. If you sit there and you go, I'm not okay, I need to cry, and you have a good cry, you feel better after. Most of the time you'll feel better. And if you don't, that's fine, you'll feel better. And then you're good again. I've had that many times. I just need to sit down and bawl, just sit there, cry. And then I'm like, right, I'm good, and I'm good to go again. So what's wrong with that? How does that make you weak? It doesn't make you weak to cry. It doesn't make you weak to be vulnerable. You don't have to put a brave face on all the time. You are a stronger person if you can sit back and go, what am I feeling right now? What are my emotions? I need to deal with this, deal with it, you're good to go. If you are insistent on being like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I can get through this, and you put that brave face on, I'm okay, and you say it all the time, that pressure builds up. There's pipes and there's all got steam and pressure running through, and there's a gauge, and it's got a dial that shows how much pressure there is. And you're the boss, and your worker has to monitor the pressure. And all they have to do is, if the pressure gets too great, release the steam, release a bit of steam, let it off, and it's fine. If all of a sudden you had a massive explosion, you went in and all the pipes are broken and there was fire, and you're like, what happened? And they were like, well, the pressure just kept building, but I didn't want to look bad, so I just didn't do anything. You'd be like, you dickhead. What the hell? It's the same with people. If we constantly bury our feelings and emotions because we don't want to look weak, you're going to explode. I think it was Freud, wasn't it, who said, the emotions we don't express and bury come forth as much more horrible things. Don't quote me on that, but it was something like that. Do is you sit there and you go, the dial's creeping up. Let's let a bit of steam off, have a cry, talk about it. If that dial's reaching a red zone, it's going to explode. And you might let the pressure off and it's not very nice and everything, but you've got to. And that's the whole thing. There's nothing weak about that. That makes you efficient. That makes you an efficient person. Emotional intelligence, understanding your own feelings. Emotional intelligence is essential, and that makes you a better person, makes you a stronger person. If you can recognise when you're struggling, be open about it and process that, and that makes you a much stronger person. And there's a lot of guys as well who are like, I look strong in front of my wife and my kids, or my husband and my kids, you know. They're going to be there, no, I've got to look strong for my family. That is true to a part. I'm not the biggest fan of spiders, and when I see a spider, my hair stand up on end and I'm a bit like, ooh. But there's my son looking at me. So what I do is I put a brave face on. I'm like, look, there's a spider, and I kind of get it onto my hand.
I feel sick.
And I get rid of it. You know, that's different. I'm feeling emotional, and I bury it and pretend it's okay. That teaches your family a number of things, you know. Your children look at you and go, okay, I'll just ignore it. Just ignore it. You know, they follow your lead. Your partner won't know if you're struggling. Your partner won't know what to do if you're struggling. And also that's the communication in a relationship. Relationships work on communication. If you're not willing to communicate with each other about simple emotions, that's not very good for both of you. You're trying to look strong and support your family. Just because you don't talk about your mental health doesn't make it weak at all or make you unsupportive. It makes you more so supportive. As the man, if you were the breadwinner, awesome.
I'm the breadwinner. I do this, I do that, yeah.
Fantastic. But if you can sit down and go, I'm not okay at the moment, there's nothing wrong with that, that's great. And one of the things is we forget we're humans, we're emotional creatures.
I'm not really emotional, I'm more logical.
Nah, you don't have to deal with your own emotions. Logic and emotions are two different things. You can logically deal with emotions in a way that you go, what am I feeling? That's that emotional intelligence. What am I feeling? I'm feeling this, why am I feeling this? Process it, let it go. If you deny every emotion, look at everything purely logically, you're not dealing with emotions. Okay, it is okay to not be okay. Men need to start saying that to themselves a bit more. And just let yourself have that. Today, I feel. There we go, that's it. You are more likely to have a better day if you wake up and own it. The feeling will go much quicker and you'll have a better day. And if it doesn't, you know that you need to deal with that. People who tell you to man up, you need to stay away from them big time. A man doesn't show emotions or feelings, they can. I think it makes you more masculine. If you can balance your emotional side, you're more masculine because you're able to deal with it. There's no problem with it. It makes you a better father to be able to deal with your emotions and express them. It makes you a better husband. It makes a family unit stronger if you're able to deal with that as well. When that letter comes through, look at the title, figure out the title if you can't figure it out. What am I feeling? Open it, read through it, process it, give it the space to be and let it go. Start using that mantra, guys, it's okay to not be okay. Thank you very much for watching, for listening, watching. If you've got any suggestions for my next topic, put it in the comment section. Give me a like, a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment and subscribe. As a thanks for watching my first video, I've got a surprise to follow from my good friend Griff. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again.